Hi, this is Luis by the Ground Up, and we're here with Kristen with Homestead Gardening. Great YouTube channel. Check it out, subscribe, and check out all these different videos about different compost, soil products, and gardening products.
Today, you'll be taken on a tour of the Ground Up, a Houston area green waste recycling company, and I'll introduce you to the soils and other garden materials I use personally and recommend professionally. The Ground Up supersizes the composting process, taking leaves and shredded hardwood along with green matter, allowing these materials to naturally decompose, and then screening out larger materials for a high-quality final product.
Here behind me, we have about 25 tons of fruits and veggies. These were dumped this morning at the Ground Up in Northwest Houston. What you see behind me is going to get covered with about 10 times the amount of fruit, but it's going to be with green waste that has been shredded. And as we build this windrow, we will turn the windrow next to it to the west, and this windrow will then turn to the west, and we'll build a new windrow with this fresh pre-consumer fruits and veggies that at some point made it to the grocery store, but the waste made it to the Ground Up and will be used to make some fantastic compost, compost DS, and also leaf mold compost.
What we're going to do is show you the process from the initial stages of leaf mold compost, leaves, twigs, things like that, and cuttings from landscape companies. And we're going to show you the process all the way to finished leaf mold compost, which is going to take about 12 to 14 months. Yep. So this is the second stage of the leaf mold compost. It has been aging for the 12 to 14 month period of time. And as it ages, the pile is going to be moved closer to the processing area. So what we have is finished leaf mold compost, but it hasn't been screened yet. And what the Ground Up does is they do a double screening to remove anything that either doesn't belong in the pile or larger pieces like this that were not able to be removed during the composting process. Obviously, this is not leaf mold, so it's not going to be included in your leaf mold compost, and why it's going to be taken out during screening. Okay, so this is one of our final processes. This is single screened. And remember, I had said this leaf mold compost is double screened. So this is already extremely fine for a single screening. And what happened with the single screening is all those larger pieces were taken out. And now it'll be screened again so that we have a really, really fine leaf mold compost.
Here is a dovestat screener. This screener runs off the grid, so we don't use any diesel. It is the only one in Texas. It's a pretty hefty machine. It includes two hoppers. One is the green hopper that you don't see here. I don't think you can see it. But that feeds into the hopper for the actual screener. And the hopper that has an auger that is feeding the product onto the trommel. The trommel is what you see spinning behind me. The trommel will be 1/2 inch and 3/8 of an inch. The particles go through a trommel, and this machine can separate it into 3 different products. One that goes that way, and this way. That is the Over's belt. And the Over's belt is like a digestive system. What doesn't get digested comes out of that side. So that's the chunky stuff. Where the processed stuff is this way. Right now we're screening bed mix, which is a combination of compost and large grain angular sand. It's a product widely used for landscaping plants, such as shrubs, trees, and other products that just go on landscape. We don't recommend this product for veggies because it doesn't have the full recipes that we put for the veggie in our soil or the grow soil.
This is a really versatile soil. This rose soil is blended with compost, composted fines, large grain angular sand, and composted pine bark. I can use this absolutely anywhere, especially for the ornamental garden and rose garden, but also for specialty plants that are more difficult to grow in the native soils like azaleas and hydrangeas, and even in the vegetable and herb garden. I use this soil to backfill my fruit and ornamental trees, and I use this for my potted plants. It's also my go-to soil when I'm up potting a plant that has outgrown its plastic pot in the greenhouse. The My Veggie and Herb soil goes far beyond the capability of the rose soil, and this is my best recommendation for first-time gardeners or any gardener that wants to jumpstart their gardening season. This blend adds coco coir, which can absorb up to 10 times its weight in water, making it an excellent water retention amendment. Expanded shale, which improves soil aeration and drainage. Worm castings, which offers an organic fertilizing component that includes trace minerals. And mycorrhizal fungi to improve nutrient uptake for plants, which is essential for proper plant growth and development. And a healthy plant has an increased ability to resist diseases and overcome other stressors. Black Star gravel is a popular decorative choice for landscape architects and designers, especially for patios and pathways. This gravel is 3/8 inch in size and has not yet been washed. When the gravel is washed, the color darkens. Decomposed granite sized at 1/4- is a size landscape architects and designers can use as an ADA compliant gravel, which means this gravel is a great option for gardeners with mobility issues. Decomposed granite when washed shows off pink granite colors. Thanks so much for joining me on our tour and learning with me. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can join me in the garden each week as I introduce you to new ideas and interesting plant selections just for you. And a special thanks to The Ground Up for today's behind the scenes tour and for letting an adult play in their compost pile.
Maybe that worked.